guys, this is Diamond from Diamond Shine Soap. I'm super excited to see you today. Today in the studio, we are going back to the usual, guys. Y'all know me for candles. We're going to go back to candles. We're going to talk about the summer candles. I'm going to tell you guys the most easiest jar that you can use to get started with your candle making business. If you love my videos, go ahead and hit the like button right now. Listen, I'm getting ready to drop so many gems on y'all. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Keep me up and going and in business. And listen, y'all, if y'all need the wick size, if y'all want to know exactly what I use, the fragrance load that I use, go ahead and go in the description box and it will give you everything you need. Okay, so you can start your candle making business today. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to be doing today. So today we are going to be using these. Listen, y'all, this is like my favorite jar. So today I'm going to talk to you about using a 9-ounce straight-sided jar to start your first candle making business. Listen, you may have been in business for a long time, or you may have just got to the point where you like, I gave up on candles because I could not get it to work. Well, today, this episode of Diamond Shine Works, I'm going to teach you guys how to make this work. Okay, so first of all, when I first started making candles, I started out in the most ugliest jars, y'all. I'm going to show y'all my first candles. I did not know what to do. In fact, I had a fire in my kitchen when I first started. The only thing that I wanted, listen, more than anything in the world, was for me to smell my candles. I didn't even care what size wicks I used. Honestly, I thought all wicks were the same, okay? I ordered everything I could off of Amazon that said candle on it, got it all to the house and tried to figure it out, and it was a hot mess. At that time, it was nobody that I could really go to learn how to make candles. And I would say this was about 4 years ago, that was not trying to charge me an arm and a leg. I blew through so much money trying to learn how to make candles. And my mistakes was actually something beautiful, because then I started teaching people how to make candles. When I finally got it, y'all, I had finally got it, and I wanted to teach the world. Because look at it, you go on Facebook, people will just tell you anything. You'll be spending thousands of dollars trying to figure it out, and you just sometimes need somebody to say, hey, this is what you do, this is what you use. So this is a very easy jar. It definitely gives you a very nice hot and cold throw. I love the top. Listen, y'all, I got some other jars just like this. I just ordered these jars and I put them back on Marketplace to sell them because I do not like the saucer version. So if you are getting the 9-ounce straight-sided jar and you want it to be just like the ones that are sold at Bath and Body Works, you want to make sure that it has the threaded lid. There are some out here that don't have the threaded lid and it kind of look like a pickle jar lid, and listen, I hate those, okay? They do not look cute when it comes down to the labels. These I can label these and they look absolutely beautiful. I mean, marvelous. But those ones, they look horrible. So I'm not going to recommend those. I think Wholesale Supplies Plus sells a salsa jar that look like that. I seen Flaming Candle with it. And I believe Nature's Garden might sell it as well. So just be on the lookout for those. Make sure you don't get those. Get the ones that, I think Candle Science call these the medium jars. Yeah, like 9-ounce medium jars, whatever. Just make sure they got the threaded lid, okay? Anyway, now, when it comes down to the wax, there are so many different choices. A lot of people love coconut wax. Coconut wax is pretty good. I love coconut wax, don't get me wrong, but here's the problem with coconut wax. You'll spend forever trying to wick that candle, okay? It will take you forever. When you change your fragrance, you'll be changing your wick. So when I started going with the whole flow of coconut wax, I realized a few things. Number one, I had to wait 2 weeks for my candles to cure. 2 weeks is a very long time for a person who is impatient like me. So 2 weeks was not my thing. Now, you may have the patience to wait for 2 weeks. Me, myself, I prefer to have my candles ready in 3 days. 3 days, Jesus rose. 3 days, my candles will rise. Anyway, that was what I wanted. So I looked at soy, like just, not coconut soy, 464, 444, those are the numbers for straight soy. I looked at soy and I started using the soy, and I thought the soy was pretty good too. But the soy, you got to use the right fragrance, and also you need 2 weeks to wait for those to cure as well. So when I use those, I mean, they burn amazingly. I didn't have any issues with them. I just felt like it was just taking too long. So finally, I came to the wax that I love the most, and it's Parasoy wax. There are so many different Parasoy waxes to choose from. You have ProBlend 600. You also have Pillar of Bliss, and I believe Pillar of Bliss is sold at no, it's Joy Wax. It's not Pillar of Bliss. Pillar of Bliss is for pillar candles. Joy Wax is for Parasoy candles. You have that, and then you have IGI 6006. IGI 6006 ended up being my favorite wax. Why? Because you get a nice hot throw. You get a beautiful cold throw. I love the IGI 6006 because it's very smooth. I don't have an issue with sinkholes with my candle. I can burn my candle in 3 days, and it's super strong. It's not hard to really choose fragrances when it comes down to my 6006, because it honestly, whatever I burn in this 6006, you're going to smell it. And so the reason why I chose this is because it's 70% paraffin, 30% soy. So it's really, honestly, it's over half paraffin, and paraffin is the strongest wax. The only reason why we don't use paraffin is because of all of the holes and the molten. It's just pretty ugly. That's the only reason why we don't use it. But people actually love paraffin. So you got that choice. That's what I went with. I did try those other waxes. I tried the ProBlend 600. That's pretty good. And also the Joy Wax, and that's sold at Nature's Garden. That's pretty good as well. There's a Titan wax that's also a paraffin, and that wax is pretty good as well. All of them to me seem so much similar. The only one that's different is the ProBlend 600. Okay, that's the only one. That one is just more on the soy side, but it still has the paraffin. It still gives you a fantastic hot throw, and it's one of, I guess I would say, my second choice. So if I was out of 6006 and I only had the option to choose between Joy Wax and ProBlend 600, I'm going to choose that ProBlend 600. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead. We're going to wick this jar. Guys, I'm going to give you the wick size. I'm going to give you all that stuff. You could go ahead to my website. I'm going to link it in the description box because I'm still working on my website. I'm downloading everything, switching it to another website. So it's kind of messy right now. I'm moving everything to another website. When I get it moved to that website, I'm going to make everything 50 to 60% off. So you guys expect like next week, by the end of next week, I'll be completely finished. All right. So it's going to give you a download, or you can join the Patreon. Listen, if you have not joined the Patreon is full of candle making recipes, skincare recipes. There's so much there. You will not be disappointed. Everything that I do is in the Patreon. Okay, let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay guys, if you are going to be starting your candle making journey, you are going to need a pouring pitcher. You're going to need a heat gun. You are also going to need to know where to get your fragrances, okay? If you join the Patreon, I can help you guys with that, helping you pick good quality fragrances. And also, you are going to need an infrared thermometer. This is really important to get. It helps you get the temperature with accuracy from your wax, because everything is about temperature. You have to pour at the right temperature to prevent holes. You have to put your fragrance in at the right temperature, and you also need to heat it up to the right temperature. And I know a lot of people who's just starting candle making, you just honestly don't know that. Your temperatures are important. If you don't have the right temperatures, you'll never have the right candle, okay? So today I am using Mary Mimosa. This Mary Mimosa is spilling, as you guys can see, because usually I don't just pour it straight from the bottle. I like to take it and pour it into like maybe a beaker, or I put different tops on it to where as though I can squeeze the fragrance. Get you a Presto pot. You can get a Presto pot from Walmart. Yes, absolutely. Walmart sells them and they are very cheap. You probably gonna have to either go to Walmart or Home Depot. Now, another thing I want to tell you guys, if you're just starting candle making, make sure that you use the liquid dye instead of the color dye for your candles that look like crayons. The ones that look like crayons have clogged my wicks up on multiple occasions, and with me teaching classes, I was able to rule that out when people came to me, and they would be like, because I do one-on-one coaching as well. So I do one-on-one coaching, and people will come to me with their candles, and, they'll be tunneling or whatever. I started noticing that the culprit was that candle dye. Just because they sell it don't mean it is actually really good for your candles. Okay, so when my wax reached that temperature, I added my fragrance oil in. And once you add your fragrance oil in, and I know it's just probably going to be just like, you're going to have to stir for 2 minutes. And that's just to make sure that fragrance oil bonded with that fragrance, okay? And then after you stir for 2 minutes, go ahead and check your temperature again, and then you can pour it into your jar. Now, if it reached the temperature that I suggest that you guys use, I'm going to put all of this in a PDF for you. You go ahead and you pour it immediately, okay? And then you want to make sure that you center your wick. If you do not center your wick, then you will probably have to use a heat gun to put it in place. Okay, guys, so this will be your finished product. This makes a very nice candle jar. Now, the biggest thing is you need to make sure that you use a bomb label, because listen, you can have an ugly candle jar, you can have just like a mediocre candle jar, but the label is the biggest thing. Your label really honestly can make your candle look luxury, even if it's not luxury. So in my experience, I used a 2x4, I used a 3, I think a 2x3 on here actually. I used a 2x3, and I have used another label size on here where I kind of like wrapped it a little bit. But for me, I love I believe it's 3x2 or 2x3, either way around. That's the size that I normally use. Anyway, guys, I enjoyed I enjoyed sitting down with you today. Anyway, guys, I enjoyed sitting down with you today, teaching you how to make candles. Make sure you join the Patreon. It's linked in the description box, and you will not miss anything that we're doing on the channel. In fact, you'll probably hear it first. All right.